Hello, everybody. I'm Linda Middlesworth, and I'm here about to interview two of my clients, Margi Burton and her sister Helen. I'm so pleased to have you find out what happened to them. Go ahead, Margi.
Almost 3 years ago, we met Linda and found out in an exercise class that we weren't going to be able to lose weight by exercising. I was feeling like I was exercising for nothing. So I said, what do I need to do if I want to lose weight? She said, it's all about the food. It's all about what you put in your body. And I thought, well, tell me, what do I need to eat? I've been on every diet there could possibly be in my whole life. And she said, you need to eliminate animal products. I thought, what? What do you mean eliminate animal products? I thought that's almost everything I eat. Hamburgers and yogurt and cottage cheese and cheese pizza and In-N-Out. How could I live without these things?
And what kind of things were wrong with you that you were worried about?
I've had 16 major surgeries. I've been obese, morbidly obese, most of my life. And I suffered from fibromyalgia, trigeminal neuralgia, myofascial pain syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, migraine headaches, things that affected my daily life completely.
And you were bullied as a child?
I was. They used to call me Thunder Thighs. So embarrassing, because I was always on the heavy side, and I was tall. So between being tall and being heavy, I was the brunt of lots of teasing. It would have been, I'm sure I would have been cyberbullied had I been around today. Anyway, when I discovered the proper way to eat, she recommended a book by Dr. McDougall called The Starch Solution. I went and got that book and started reading it and discovered that starches that I had thought were so bad for me were really the key to having success, because starches give you energy. So I thought I need to start putting more whole food starches into my life. And so I understood that if we ate brown rice and potatoes of all kinds, that that would help to fill us up and give us the energy that we needed. So I thought for in between, Linda said, just try taking cooked potatoes with you everywhere and just popping a potato in your mouth when you're hungry. That's exactly what I did. I began walking around with baggies of potatoes, and anytime I thought about food, I had a few bites of potato. I learned to love potato just the way it is. I didn't have to have sauces on it or anything, although now I generally put salsa or some sort of a sauce on my potatoes, but in the beginning I did not. So my sister and I, both of us lost about 80 pounds. And
that was a course of how long?
It only took about 2 months, actually, to lose that much weight. Being pretty strictly whole food, plant-based, no oil. That was a key, because people had said so much about the importance of, oh, make sure you have olive oil and cook your things and add coconut oil to things. And Linda had said, no, stay away from the oil. So I realized that the fat you eat is the fat you wear. So I thought, okay, I better eliminate all the fats. So the enemy became fats, not carbs.
Added fat.
And added fats. And but I didn't have a lot of high-fat foods. I didn't have a lot of nuts, or as much as I love avocado, I didn't have that in the beginning.
Where do you get your fat then? Because we need fat.
I have a lot of fat on my body, but I discovered in what we eat, we get the fat with beans and greens. So as long as we included those things in our diet, we learned that we got the nutrients that we needed. So people would say to me, where's your protein? Where do you get your protein from? Again, beans and greens. We found in the grains, I love quinoa. There's lots of grains that have a tremendous amount of protein in it, and I learned that mother's milk only has about 5% protein, and that's the time when we grow the most and need the most protein, and that only is like for the first year of our life. So we really don't require as much protein as people are talking about. So I've learned a lot in the last 3 years, having done lots of research as a result of this. And we've changed our lives. We no longer eat any animal products at all. We've eliminated oil totally from our diet. And my weight has pretty much maintained for 3 years. And I've always yo-yo dieted. I've lost weight, gained it back, lost weight, gained it back. I've never in my life stayed the same size for 3 years. So I'm basically, I'm 5'9", and for me, I wear a size 6 jean, and I never would have thought that when I was size 24 for years and years. So,
what about your sister?
So this is my sister Helen. She lives with us. She's developmentally disabled, but she was a diabetic, type 2 diabetic, for almost 27 years. And she had had some kidney damage and liver damage. She had to check her blood sugar several times a day and kind of adjust medication. She was on 2 medications. And when we changed this way of eating, she went into her doctor the first time when we'd been on the diet for about 3 weeks, and she was missing her bacon cheeseburgers, her very favorite thing to eat, her fast food. And she went into the doctor nearly in tears, saying, "My sister is making me have to eat this plant-based diet, and I want you to tell her that I'm not supposed to be on that it's not good for me." And he turned to her and he said, "Helen, I need to tell you, I have a patient who was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer," and she didn't know what that meant, but he explained that this person was going to die very soon. And he switched to a plant-based diet, and it changed his life totally. Not only did his cancer get eliminated, but that was 7 years ago. And so the doctor turned to Helen and said, "Helen, of all the diets you can be on, the healthiest one is the one that your sister has you on." So even though she was in tears, she came away saying, "Okay, I'll do what the doctor says." And now the doctor is very pleased, because within a fairly short period of time, it only took, well, she went back 3 months later and had her A1C checked, and it had been at like 6.2, and it was down to a 5.1. So in just 3 months, she basically was cured totally of her type 2 diabetes. It probably happened sooner, but we stopped, we checked in 3 months, so that's how we know that for sure in 3 months' time. And her kidney and liver damage has totally been eliminated. It's as if she never was diabetic.
Isn't that wonderful, everyone? I am so proud of these two. They are following a whole food plant-based diet now for 3 years, and they both are doing so well. They look great. They're healthy now for the first time in their lives, and I'm so excited to be a part of that. Thank you very much, Margi and Helen.
Thank you for having us.